bump into things like someone in love. Each time I look at you, I'm limp as a glove and feeling like someone in love. Lately I seem to walk as though I had wings, bump into things like someone in them. Each time I look at you, I'm limp as a glove and feeling like someone, feeling like someone, feeling like someone in love.
It's a feeling I'm concealing, I don't know why. It's just a mental, incidental, sentimental alibi. But I adore you, so strong for you. Why go on stalling? I am falling, love is calling. Why be shy? Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Our hearts are made of it. Let's take a chance. Why be afraid of it? Let's close our eyes and make our own paradise. Little we know of it, still we can try to make a go of it. We to be or not to be, let our hearts discover. Let's fall in love. Why shouldn't we fall in love? Now is the time for it while we are young. Let's fall in love. Shouldn't we fall in love? Now is the time for it while we are young. Now is the time for it while we are young. Now is the time for it.
start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York, these vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that doesn't sleep and find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues are melting away. I'll make a brand new start of it in old New York. If I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York. New York, New York. I want to wake up in a city that never sleeps and find I'm a number one, top of the list, king of the hill, a number one. These little town blues are melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. And if I can make it there, I'm gonna make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York, New York, New York. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you, for I can't help falling in love with you.
My little daffodil in the driveway so still, my little daffodil, my little daffodil in the driveway so still, my little daffodil. My little daffodil, driveway so still, my little daffodil.
My little daffodil in the driveway so still, my little daffodil, my little daffodil, my little daffodil in the driveway ever so still, my little daffodil. Staying up till sunrise with you, wondering about them dark skies turned blue. Oh, the weather's nice and warm, all our problems can't be ignored. So I sing whoa, whoa. I sing whoa, whoa. I sing whoa, whoa. I sing I remember Mom said, be good. And remember Dad said, oh, Kelly, you should. But temptation always finds me at ease, and my thoughts will drift like wind through them trees. So I sing whoa, whoa. I sing whoa, whoa. So I sing whoa, whoa. I sing whoa, whoa. I sing whoa, whoa. I sing
Hold me close and hold me fast. This magic spell you cast. This is La Vie en Rose. When you kiss me, heaven sighs. And though I close my eyes, I see La Vie en Rose. When you press me to your heart, I'm in a world apart, a world where roses bloom. And when you speak, angels sing from above. Everyday words seem to turn into love songs. Give your heart and soul to me, and life will always be La Vie en Rose.
She walks like an angel walks. She talks like an angel talks. And her hair has a kind of curl. To my mind, she's my kind of girl. She's white, like an angel's white, with eyes like an angel's eyes, and a smile like a kind of pearl. To my mind, she's my kind of girl. A pretty little face, that face just knocks me off of my feet. Pretty little Pete, she's really sweet enough to eat. She looks like an angel looks. Baby, I'm hooked after just one look. And my mind's in a kind of whirl. 'Cause to my mind, she's my kind of girl. face just knocks me off of my feet. Pretty little feet, she's really sweet enough to eat. She looks like an angel looks. Oh, I am cooked after just one look. And my mind's in a kind of world. 'Cause in my mind, she's my kind of girl. And my heart has a kind of joy. 'Cause in her mind, I'm just her kind of boy.
Now you have been blue, yes, but you ain't been blue till you had that mood indigo. Yes, you have been blue, but not until you had the mood indigo. Wow, 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 wow. Bam, 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 deep baby boys. Oh, down to your shoes, baby boys. Now I sit and cry. Oh, no, 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 no. Baba, do, tell you empty blue, indigo. Oh, there's no trumpet blowing that pretty horn. My boo-boo, sitting crying, oh, baby, boo-boo, 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 boo-boo,
back there are 2 hot mics because we're live streaming this, so just keep that in mind when you're having conversation. So at this time, would you please join me in welcoming the ISZL faculty and staff. Without further ado, let's welcome the class of 2022.
afternoon, everyone. It is my pleasure to open the graduation ceremony for the class of 2022, and I thank you all for joining us today. Over my time here, many of you have asked me why it is that I smile so much. Usually I wouldn't know how to answer, but after thinking about it for a while, I've come to realize that that smile came naturally to me every day thanks to all of the people around us. Thanks to everyone who works at school, the teachers who dedicated so much care and time to teaching us life lessons and content, the office ladies, Nurse Sylvia, Dion, Miss Andes, and everyone who brought the school building to life. Thanks to our families for always supporting us and giving us the opportunity to be here to graduate as unique, confident individuals. And most of all, that smile has been thanks to you, all of my friends and classmates, all of the jokes you told, all the memories we shared, the lessons you taught me, and the love you showed me will always fill my heart with endless joy and the desire to share that love with the people I know and the people that I will meet in the future. Last night, Mr. Candelars shared an article with his econ students about the often quite long process of finding our calling. Hi, Mr. Candelars, by the way, if you're watching. I hope you're feeling okay. The article emphasized the importance of giving as a part of finding our place in the world, a message that I want to extend to all of you today. We're all here because our parents, our teachers, and our loved ones have given so much to us. And so, to keep the world spinning, we must keep giving to the world around us. Give time, give thanks, give care, and give love. That's how we will leave the space around us a better place than we found it, and that's how we find our own purpose and happiness in this life. After all of the time I've spent with you, I'm absolutely certain that each of you is able to do so since you've already given the rest of us so many memories and treasures to remember you by. And so, I wish you all the best of luck in your bright futures, and as Dora the Explorer says, we did it! Now it is my pleasure to welcome Dr. Richards here. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna. You've given us an excellent start to the ceremony today. So good afternoon, I am Paul Richards. It is my distinct privilege to be the principal of the class of 2022. I would like to offer a couple things for the class to think about, but first I have a few thank yous. To our faculty and staff, thank you for your dedication to our students and for the inspiration you provide to our community each and every day. To the leadership team and the ISZL Board of Trustees for your courageous leadership and vision for a better future. To our parents in the audience today, thank you for your support. Would you please stand or raise your hand if you're a parent today? Let's not forget the grandparents, the siblings, the cousins, the extended family. If you're here today, please raise your hand and let's acknowledge you. And most importantly, to our graduating class of 2022, on behalf of the entire faculty and staff and ISZL community, thank you for the honor of educating you. You will be deeply missed. It is tradition for the principal to say just a few words, and I believe you all out there will share the sentiment that this class of 2022 deserves some extra appreciation. When the pandemic started, they were in grade 10. Just think about that. But they've handled all the restrictions with grace, with patience, and doing all that we've asked from them, including teaching us how to use technologies. So the class of 2022 has maintained this healthy balance between their academics, participating in service and extracurriculars, going on a few trips and socializing with their peers. And worth special note, I think, is they've talked very little about what they've lost. Our graduates have instead directed their sights forward on the opportunities that await them when they move on from ISZL. And this attitude has been positively uplifting to all of us. So I'll thus offer this simple bit of advice. Don't look back. While the adults around you may be thinking of what has been lost in the last few years, Such a mentality won't serve you well at all. As we think about the new world post-pandemic, there is no doubt that there will be countless opportunities for those looking out for them. New opportunities for joy and happiness. New opportunities to make a living. New opportunities to make the world or our corner of it a better, kinder place. The world is indeed a different place than it was when you entered high school. Today is neither better nor worse. It is just what it is now. So, as the world hits refresh, go grab it by the horns and bend it to meet your mission in life, whatever it may be. Carpe diem. So let us celebrate the class of 2022 and their future. At this time, it is my pleasure to hand over the program to Caroline, Ileana, Carly, and Tom for the class retrospective.
Today, we all feel a great sense of achievement and nostalgia as we are gathered together for one last time. We want to take this opportunity to stroll down memory lane and recall some highlights from our time here at IZL. Although we sometimes question the relevance of some mathematics we're taught, today my knowledge of statistics comes to use as I retrieve data from when each member of the graduating class joined IZL using a groundbreaking, state-of-the-art data analysis tool called Google Forms. 15.8% of the graduating class has been here since preschool. May I please invite the 15 founders of the class of 2022 to stand. Then, 6.3% joined in pre-K. So you 6, stand. Oh, remain standing. .4 joined in kindergarten. So you 7 join your classmates and stand. 28.4% joined IZL during primary school, so you 27 know the drill. Please stand. Next, 18.9 arrived during middle school, so please stand if this applies to you. Finally, 23.2% joined during high school, so please stand and join us. Therefore, may I present and call for another round of applause to the complete class of 2022.
Hello everybody. I'm going to properly get us started by talking a little bit about our roots here at IZL. So now I know not all of us have been here since primary, but surprisingly, as you have just seen, a lot of us have been. I'm not going to make you stand up again, you can stay seated. If I'm being completely honest, I look back at those days very fondly. Apart from the 2 or 3 months ahead of us, it was the only time I can recall not having a single school-related stress. Anyways, so primary was a great time. From the 4th grade trade fair to getting stones from Mr. Latter on your birthday to trunk or treat, those years really had a way of making us feel special. One of my favourite memories was the grade 5 exhibition. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but bear with me. So the grade 5 exhibition was something I remember quite well. In fact, students would basically have to work in a team and research into a topic for 4 months and then present it to the student body, parents and teachers. I was actually in a group with Tom over there. Actually as well, I don't know. And my group's focus was natural disasters. We built a working volcano, can you believe it, using paper mache. And this is just one of the truly special moments of our childhood, I think. Needless to say, it was probably the first and last time I put that much effort into a school project. We didn't talk about that. I do have to say, I am so thankful we did not have social media growing up. I remember vividly making so many embarrassing decisions, and I'm just glad it's not floating around on the internet forever now. But yeah. Now I can't lie and say I don't miss being a kid, and it's sad that we'll never be able to relive those years, but I am looking forward to starting my life, and I'm excited to see all of the amazing things that you guys do. I've grown up with a lot of you, and it is something that I'll treasure forever. Our little grade 12 community is like no other, and I honestly couldn't have asked for more.
Then after primary school, we climbed the ladder to middle school, and we had to climb an additional flight of stairs every day as the top floor of the Barboard became our home for the next 3 years. We had the physical conditioning of a high-performance athlete and withstood extreme heat in the summer months. Our PDWs were also quite memorable. In grade 6, we traveled to Cortona in Tuscany, Italy, where we ate an obscene amount of gelato. In grade 7, we ventured to the exotic lands of Torgon. Please don't ask any of us where this is, because we honestly could not tell you. We do not know where we were taken that time. Anyways, lastly, we as 8th graders ended up at Lake Garda, where everyone witnessed the iconic rap battle between Rona and Mr. Burns. That was something. So these 3 years were filled with the times of the Mannequin Challenge, musically, and where viral dance moves dominated our extravagant school discos. Over time, the beds in Wengen became smaller, and the distance between the top bunk and the ceiling grew narrower. Yet the nights around the campfire, filled with horror stories and aggressive games of tag in the dark forest, made all of our trips to Wengen worth it. The international award in grade 8 really pushed us to our limits. For example, my group's tent flooded with water on the second day, and some groups took wrong turns and were not seen for hours. Thankfully, our great sense of direction led us all here today. Moreover, the grade 8 PSHE program taught us how to build rafts, and that sledging in a group with over 100 people is not a good idea. Since limbs were in faces, backs were between sledges as we all piled up at the bottom of the Wengen Run.
My job up here is to talk about our greatest moments of this big year, the class of 2022. Just a huge thank you, first of all, to Mr. Hoover for needing a funny AP male for this speech alongside these 3 other brilliant people, and somehow deciding on me to be speaking up here in front of all of you today. Our grade has come a long way, I think we can all agree. And in our final year, I can say we truly have gelled as a brilliant group of people, especially all the lads. Playing footy during break, during lunch, and even sneaking, I think it must have been at least 30 people through the hole in the fence during the summer holidays. Even though most of you guys will agree, I have no right being up here talking about football. I have a couple of statistics about our games. First off, the rugby team are officially better at football than the football team. And then Toby scoring almost all of his 3 out of 100 attempts on his World Cup Shaqiri level bices. Yeah, and then I have here, I think it says there's a 99% chance Charlie goes for a nutmeg, but only a 1% chance that it actually works. Lastly, we of course cannot forget our beloved Adam Chase 10 out of 10 penalty taking skills. We love you, Azza, and I know that no one will ever forget your awesomeness and swagger. Our grade is so diverse, yet we managed to conduct a sublime senior prank. On the day, we actually ended up leading a group of like 30 people to every single classroom in the school for a mini party, to really spread the carnival spirit. And this is very important because the theme was carnival. I hope that most of the staff found it entertaining as well. Yes, I do apologise for any disruption we may have caused. That apology is mostly targeted at the English team meeting that we crashed, because even though Mr. Neil was cheering, Mr. Dar was literally begging for more, Mr. Match did not look too happy as Tom did the most majestic worm at your feet. On the other hand, we definitely do not apologise for soaking every single person who did not qualify as a 12th grader that day. This year has been an absolute blast, and one of the best times our grade spent together was Skip Day, of which we spent at a nudist beach. Yes, you can laugh. Some of us unfortunate ones actually had to witness a butt-naked elderly man emerge from the water. It wasn't the most ideal location, yet we made it work. So with a nudist beach in hand, 2 campfires, a huge speaker, and a wonderful bunch of people, we made it one of the greatest nights in 12th grade ever. Thank you all for that. I loved it, and I'm sure you all did too. I know Pete did. I'm going to miss you all so much. Some may consider us divided at times, but if you look back at our final year and all the things we have achieved, I consider us to be an amazingly knit group of people. Thank you.
Lastly, we would also like to take the opportunity to shout out some of the best achievements of our grade. Throughout this year, so many of us have been dedicating our time outside our academic responsibilities to contribute to the IZL community. One of the most notable projects that we have created this year has been aquaponics, led by Louis, Melody, Philip, and Nick. And we have watched you guys improve the system so much over the past 2 years. It's incredible. Also, the YFS Global Changemakers project, led by Caroline and Amelie this year, even had international recognition. We are so grateful to the amazing yearbook team that created a great yearbook for us to look back at and remember all the memories we made in high school. And it's important to note that this wouldn't have been possible without Mr. Roby providing his amazing snacks. Most importantly, we're all IZL Eagles. And we have had multiple achievements in our sports competitions this year, from varsity football, rugby, basketball, volleyball, even tennis. This gave us the opportunity to bond with each other, with the other grades, and with our coaches. Nevertheless, the rugby boys have left their permanent reputation, as Miss Debuton will never forget that rugby ball flying right through her window. We'd also like to give a special shout out to Aunt Sophie that created a senior lounge for us to study and to relax in. We really appreciate it. We are all so proud of our achievements this year, and I sincerely hope that in the coming years we will be able to use these to inspire for more projects, more fun, and that we will be able to shape our communities and our world in that way. We will always be grateful to the opportunities IZL gave to us and the great foundation we have built for ourselves. Thank you so much.
Well done, Caroline, Ileana, Carly, and Tom. It is my pleasure to introduce Cassidy McKinley for the expression of gratitude. We know Cassidy as an animal lover, an aspiring veterinarian, and as a first-class intellect in person. I know her because she whipped me in table tennis early in the year one afternoon. I haven't played since. So let's welcome Cassidy.
Dear school leaders, faculty and staff, families, and classmates. Today marks quite a milestone for the class of 22, the end of our school days and the start of something new. Our next adventure waits for us, exciting things to see as we head off for our gap years or to university. Before we do, however, it's important that we say to all the countless people who have backed us all the way, your selflessness and guidance helped us cross the finish line, and the privilege of thanking you for everything is mine. Let's start with our fantastic teachers, each and every one. Your tireless work and energy, your warmth and sense of fun. You tolerated each of us and all our little ways. You educated, entertained, and brightened up our days. Your endless source of patience has been truly unsurpassed, especially in COVID times when all of us were masked. Maintaining social distance, supervising washing hands. Saliva sample testing, though? That wasn't in your plans. And yet, throughout the school year, in the bad times and the good, you cheered for us and championed us, as all great teachers should. Thank you all for everything. You helped us see it through. We just could not have done it if it hadn't been for you. Now moving to our families, my gosh, how much we owe. Unwavering support, which enabled us to grow. You put up with our tantrums and helped to ease our stress. Cooked for us, cleaned for us, and tidied up our mess. We know that it's been tough with us immersed in our revision. We know that we've been touchy, argued every small decision. So thank you for your kindness and your total understanding. We love you unconditionally. You really are outstanding. To you, my awesome classmates, who've been with me every day, we've shared a lot together as we've journeyed on our way. Tears of laughter, tears of joy, and sometimes tears of sadness. Random bouts of sanity surrounded by the madness. And now to our school leadership, a grateful thanks to all for steering our direction and supporting every call. Dr. Richards, Mr. Bruce, Miss Radford, and Mr. DeQuan. And 3 cheers for our grade level leader, Mr. Hubo, what a man. ISZL's board, thank you. Your work behind the scenes is pivotal to help the school. We know how much that means. And thank you to the IBO and US College Board for setting such exciting tests that all of us adored. To everyone who's played a role in our education, you've been our friends, our advocates, our strength and inspiration. Our gratitude is endless. So this message is for you. A huge and heartfelt thank you from the class of 22.
I'm going to turn over the program to Cassidy. What do you think? Wow. So at this time, will our performers please, well, there are joining the stage. Come on out. We're going to just set up for a moment here for our first musical performance of the afternoon. I was told minutes before this ceremony I had to come up with filler material, which absolutely terrified me. So I went right to Google. Of course, just searched up filler material. Went to a construction site, which was actually quite interesting. So I had to regroup. So I just searched useless facts. I knew this audience would appreciate useless facts. Okay, so did you know this will be a little bit of a quiz night as well. Did you know the opposite sides of a die, dice? Opposite sides of a die will always add up to this number. 7. Excellent. Did you know playing dance music can ward off mosquitoes? All right, we'll now close this portion of the program. So let's welcome our performers for guitar. Did you know? It's actually quite interesting. So in a deck of cards, there are, of course, four suits, and each has a king. Which one of the kings has a mustache? The only one. It's the King of Hearts. If you got the one with the die and you got the one with the cards, you might have some explaining to do for your friend. All right. So it's now time for the awards, a tradition of our graduation ceremony. All of these awards started with nominations from the full ISZL faculty, and then were decided upon by a representative committee of teachers. So to get us started with the first award, it's my distinct pleasure to invite Ms. Louisa Radford, Assistant Principal, to the stage.
Still here. Wow, what a year we've all had. The last 12 months have been momentous. And I imagine we've all had moments of feeling a little overwhelmed, exhausted, helpless and confused when reading or watching the news. The fallout of a global pandemic, the outbreak of another war, rising living costs and poorly behaved politicians, to name just a few of the things we hear about on a daily basis. However, this award today is a timely reminder that this narrative does not define us or even accurately represent us, and that the vast majority of people spend their lives trying to do the best for the people around them. As Rutger Bregman states in his book, Humankind, A Hopeful History, watching the evening news may leave you feeling more attuned to reality, but the truth is that it skews your view of the world. The news zooms in on the bad apples. Sitting in front of you today, our graduating class of 2022 fills me with hope. Throughout their time at the high school, they've consistently demonstrated cooperation, respect, a willingness to pitch in, and a desire to contribute positively to our community. Whether helping out as peer coaches, lending a hand to a teacher to tidy up after a class, picking up someone else's rubbish in the cafeteria, participating in discussions, or just being there to support a friend in need, there are countless daily examples of citizenship. And it's each little micro moment like this that has, over time, helped to create our own hopeful history. So among this cohort, the concept of a truly outstanding citizen is perhaps reserved for those who regularly and unquestioningly exceed the duties and obligations of being a citizen. Outstanding citizens are selfless, working tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure the smooth running of events without need for recognition or reward. Outstanding citizens are challengers, leading by example and encouraging others to push themselves further than they think they can go. And finally, outstanding citizens always show up. Regardless of their own struggles and pressures, we can rely on their involvement in concerts, assemblies and initiatives with grace and good humour. In short, these are students who've become part of the heart and soul of our school, who embody our mission and vision in their daily actions. The class of 2022 will graduate into a world that needs its citizens more than ever. And so to present this year's Citizenship Award, I invite Miss Sam Amer to the stage.
Thank you, Louisa. With great pleasure, I'd like to announce the first recipient of the Citizenship Award. Is it too early for a drum roll? Congratulations to Anna Daniela Sabella Aliana. When Mr. Hoover asked me to speak today, my reaction was to say, no, I'm terrified of public speaking. But then I thought about Anna, and I realised that I had to do it because that's what she would do. And when I thought about it, I realised we could all be a bit more Anna. Anna embodies what we should all strive to be when it comes to being an outstanding citizen in our community. So So step one, to being a bit more Anna. Be a responsible member of the community. And I don't just mean reliable, organised, trustworthy like Anna. Anna feels a deep responsibility to serve the community. This year, as you know, she served as our Student Council President, helping to lead community events, Spirit Week, Studco Studios, which leads me to step two. Be dedicated to the things that you love. Anna has served on the Student Council since grade 9, and we all fondly remember Anna and Carly presenting assemblies. And she has worked as part of the YFS team for the past 3 years. Her leadership and organisational skills saw her assume the role of a student leader for YFS 2022 amidst the uncertainty of COVID, and even when her panel was postponed, her enthusiasm never wavered. So step 3, to being more Anna. Embrace opportunities. Anna is well on her way to achieving her Golden International Award, and she managed to smile the whole way through, so I should probably add B positive to the list. She has also played a key role in the Linguistics Olympiad competitions in 2021 and 2022, supporting others in the process. But the final and most important step is to empower others. Whether it is motivating students or me up and over a mountain or in a classroom, Anna's compassionate leadership empowers those around her. Her involvement in the Student Voice initiative encapsulates the reason Anna has won this award. We know that leadership is not just the ability to make decisions or be the loudest voice in the room, and Anna's ability to support others with gentle encouragement is one of her greatest assets. Her thoughtfulness and kindness, coupled with her strong sense of social justice, means that Anna will often be found in the centre of discussions about human rights, playing both the role of mediator and defender of those less fortunate. So Anna, thank you for your service. The ISNL community will miss you, and should you wish to return, there is always a job here for you as the Schoology moderator.
Would you please welcome Mr. Tim Tattle to the stage?
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my great pleasure to introduce our high school graduation awards for service. Some of the things that make me most proud to work at ISNL are the commitments that we've made in our mission, our vision, and our values to making the world, or our corner of it, a kinder, better place, and to helping students to turn their learning into action. It's through these acts of service that we best animate these values and provide our own answers to what Martin Luther King identified as life's most important and urgent question. What are you doing for others? I'm pleased to be able to say that if you ask the class of 2022, the answer is a great deal. From mentoring young people from migrational backgrounds through the Munterwegs program and providing support to members of the refugee community at the Lernwerkstatt, to painting murals, directing plays, running Friday Night Live and putting on the Youth Forum Switzerland, the class of 2022 have embraced the concept of service with open arms. Within such a generous community, the recipients of this award are students who have found the time and space to go above and beyond the requirements of an already demanding academic program. They've shown the ability to think outside the box, to create, to innovate, and then to implement a range of impressive projects and experiences that have consistently added value and enhanced the lives of those involved. They have consistently contributed to a variety of projects, many of which will continue beyond their time at ISL. These students are future ready, primed to succeed in a post-high school world where many may claim an interest in tackling global issues, but few know how to lead the way. These students do. Maybe they're driven by the words of Muhammad Ali when he stated, "Service to others is the rent you pay for your room here on earth." Or maybe it was the words of Maya Angelou when she said, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." Either way, through their commitment and perseverance, innovation and leadership, these students have achieved great things in the name of service. So to find out who these wonderful humans are, I would like to first invite Derek Blackmore to come to the stage to speak to our first recipient.
Thank you, Mr. Tattle. My field of inquiry is community, and my global issue is, to what extent can one individual impact others? It's only fitting that I wrote this speech in the senior lounge, designed by our first service award recipient, Anne-Sophie. A couple weeks ago, I saw Anne-Sophie driving in a Fahrschule car. She had that familiar look of calm and confidence, and I wasn't sure whether she was giving the instruction or receiving it. CAS is a lifestyle, as they say. So be sure you record that in ManageBack in the alumni section. Above and Beyond only begins to capture Anne-Sophie's response to Dr. King's question. On the basketball court, she led her team to a third-place ESE tournament finish and first place in sportsmanship. As the team mom, she baked snacks for the train, and after each match was the first to post to the team chat. Great spirit and effort. We learned so much. I'm really proud of our team. Rebound! You'd think one basketball team was enough. She also plays for the local LK Zug team. After practice on Fridays, she runs for the bus to be on time for ballet training, where she recently passed her grade 6 exam with a merit. Congratulations. This expertise enabled her and Naz to co-choreograph the school musical Chicago. Surely, with that experience, you would have done the same. You see, for Anne-Sophie, it's all connected. Thinking outside the box, innovation, this requires understanding how our actions impact others. With this mindset, she linked her grade 10 personal project designing cosmetics directly to her Youth Forum Switzerland workshop, Create Your Own Zero Waste Beauty Essentials. Ms. Stevenson recalled her worry the night before, seeing every conceivable natural potion and water bath hanging around. But Anne-Sophie knew she had it all under control. She'd become a self-assured, confident young person. Nowhere was this more clearly on display than at the Learning 2 conference, where Anne-Sophie planned a professional development workshop for her teachers. Ms. Jarvis described her as calm, thoughtful, and professional. And her insight into the obstacles students face in running student-led projects left the teachers with much to consider going forward. Talk about future-ready, Anne-Sophie could do that in 5 languages. If you didn't know we were at a high school graduation, you'd be forgiven for thinking I'd just described the next keynote speaker at the open forum. To that, I can only say, stay tuned. Congratulations.
Blackmore. I'd now like to invite Mr. Roby to the stage to speak to our second recipient.
Good afternoon. I'm honoured to present this service award to a person I've had the pleasure of working with and getting to know over the past 3 years. Ronnie Adan, please come on. quote one of the teachers who nominated you for this award, Rabbit Hole, Yearbook, YFS, the school play, Global Changemakers, Student Voice, and more. She volunteers for everything. In fact, I spent a whole evening reading through Ronnie's reflections, which in themselves are fascinating. Ronnie actually deserves an award not only for service, but also for management completion. So I wrote out a little speech for her, trying to keep things within a minute as stipulated. All ready to go, quick practice, 4 minutes. It's just not possible to do Ronnie's service in only 1 minute, but I'll do my best to summarise. Ronnie's actions and reflections show her sincerity as a highly committed service provider. That's CAS, not Swisscom. She's not only sustained a high level of service throughout her time in high school, but has also assumed leadership in encouraging others to do so. As many of her teachers have stated or alluded to, at the heart of her work is a passion and dedication to making ISZL a stronger community. For me, working with Ronnie as part of the yearbook team, what strikes me the most is not so much the quantity she's willing to give, but that she does it so naturally. Congratulations, Ronnie, and thank you for your service to our community and beyond, and thank you for your smile.
At this time, let's welcome our assistant principal for grades 11 and 12, Mr. Philip Bruce.
I'm supposed to be like the serious bit now, the academics, but thanks to Cassie, all I have in my head is the image of all the test tubes of saliva I had to handle from this particular group. It was the fact they were so warm. The serious bit now. So, the word academic is oddly double-edged. It can be used both prestigiously, referring to those who excel at the scholarly pursuits of reasoning and critical thinking, with extensive knowledge of a subject matter, but has also been appropriated to mean something without practical relevance at all, of only theoretical interest, as in, it's academic, but the staff comprehensively won this year's staff versus senior football tournament, despite many of the pre-match boasts. However, I would argue that without theoretical knowledge, without critical thought, without careful reasoning, the ways in which we interact with the world, the application of our thoughts, hopes, dreams, opinions, whims and instincts, can themselves become directionless, without relevance. While practical skills might deal with the daily how, academic knowledge still underpins the many enduring whys. Furthermore, in a world of information overload, having the academic agility and depth of knowledge to navigate it, to discern those claims which have merit and those which are quite simply fake, has rarely been of greater importance. And so, to honour such excellence in thinking and reasoning, of pursuits in rarefied theoretical domains, of quite simply knowing a lot, it's my privilege to present the award for academic excellence, an award which goes to the student or students who have maintained the highest grade point average across the whole of the grade 12 year. This year, we actually have a particularly brainy bunch, and there will be 3 students who receive this accolade. To present the first award, I invite Mr. Kevin the Chemist Buckley to join us on stage.
It is my privilege to present the award for academic excellence to my good friend Cassidy McKinley. Cassidy, in my eyes, is one of the most well-rounded students I've ever encountered, and this expands far beyond getting consistent 7s in chemistry. I believe that there are several differences between being an intelligent person and an amazing student. It is having that desire to learn more, to learn from your mistakes, and to take on advice. Cassidy has dealt with every success with a sense of pride and humility, and any setback with determination and perspective. Cassidy, you're without doubt an intelligent person. I would love you on my quiz team. But more importantly, you are an incredible student. And because of this, I am sure that nothing will faze you in the years to come. However, that being said, I would like to offer you some final life lessons. Over the past 2 years, Cassidy has progressively come out of her shell more and more, and definitely has become cheekier. I think the first example I saw of this was last year, when she wore her Middlesbrough jersey to school to gloat to Mr. Tattle after they defeated his beloved Watford. It was hilarious. But little did I know that that jersey would return a year later when they beat Manchester United. Lesson 1, never take anything for granted. Perhaps, though, the best example of this newfound cheekiness was when I mentioned to my class that I was terrified of bats. As a consequence, Cassidy and some of her accomplices have now on 2 occasions filled my room up full of bat-shaped black paper cutouts hanging from the ceiling of my lab, as well as spreading coffee beans all around the room with signs saying bat droppings. And while I still hate bats, I cannot bring myself to take down these non-chemistry related paper rodents hanging from the ceiling. Lesson 2, keep being cheeky. My final story about Cassidy speaks volumes about her kind nature, which is a characteristic that will make her a wonderful vet. In class, instead of offering chocolate for answering very challenging questions, I sometimes offer a priceless verbal compliment, which the students can cash in at any time where they could do with a bit of a boost. Previous winners include Ben Woodward and Caroline Dittrich. Towards the end of last year, Cassidy must have noticed I was feeling a bit frazzled, dealing with some grade 9 drama. And to my surprise, I found a note of gratitude on my desk, entitled Non-Verbal Compliment, Open When Needed. Lesson 3, don't ever underestimate the difference you can make. Cassidy, on behalf of all of your teachers here, I wish you the very best of luck in the coming years. And as we say back in Ireland, Ganairi an Boher Lat, may the road rise to meet you. Thank you.
Present the second award, and keeping it all things chemistry, let's welcome Mr. Tim Gillian.
Thank you, Mr. Bruce. I think I'd already got over the vials and the actual test tube until you brought that back up. That was scary times, and thanks, Cassidy, for bringing that back into my life. It's going to take time to get that out. It is my great pleasure to present the award for academic excellence to Lucas Foss. This award does not just represent a student's talent for test taking, but an ability to be academically agile and persist in the pursuit of knowledge. I'd like to share a couple of examples where Lucas has shown these traits. Academically agile. I started teaching Lucas when we returned the summer after the COVID lockdown. As with many, he had to be agile, moving from lessons that were online behind a computer screen to being in person, being asked to draw, whiteboard, and manipulate and actually carry out chemical investigations in which we'd just shown them on a simulator on the TV screen. And for that, he actually picked up and did an exceptional job and was able to manipulate everything with ease and settle back into that classroom environment even while wearing masks. Persistence. Well, if you've ever been in a chemistry lab and you've actually tried to make something that's looking like the product that you're meant to make, it takes persistence. And so I actually have a second award for you, and when you come later, I have your first sample of copper you tried to extract. First attempt, maybe not so reddish-brown, slightly green and black. Second attempt, black. I actually do have a red sample for you that you did after that time. That persistence that he continued to endure. Lucas has been challenged and constantly responded by working harder or thinking deeper. He recognises his limitations and knows there is more to know. I'm sure he will continue with this success, and I wish him the best in the future. Thank you very much, Lucas.
Finally, to present the third award, I invite someone who actually doesn't teach chemistry at last, Mr. Mike Fitzgerald. This is all part of it.
Okay, receiving the Intellectual Achievement Award for the student scoring the top grade point average in grade 12 is a student with whom I go back a long way, George Popovich. So it was a hot day in August 2015 in my first year as a grade 6 homeroom teacher in middle school, and the fine young man stood next to me was then one of 20 slightly timid, very fidgety, but nevertheless bright-eyed and enthusiastic grade 6s who came into the homeroom to meet me and of course my fellow homeroom teacher, the wonderful Miss Sola. What struck me back then was your intellectually curious nature, and indeed I looked back through my homeroom reports from that year to see that I had made note of that, as well as your organisational skills and your ability to balance your schoolwork with many activities outside of school. In January, when you were in grade 7, you gave perhaps the most absorbing assembly I've seen in my time at middle school, detailing the impact that World War I had on your ancestors and other family members. You impressed not just all your teachers and peers that morning, but also, I believe, a certain Mr. DeQuan in his first ever visit to Eitadale since being appointed director. Since then, things have fallen apart, and we've lurched from one disaster to the next. But enough about Mr. DeQuan. Over to you. You've gone from strength to strength, excelling in your studies, and doing so in a way that has won you admiration from your teachers and peers alike. As Mr. Max says, you are one of those rare students whose insights allow other students to develop their own critical thinking. Mr. Candelars commented on your ability to compare two or more arguments that have different conclusions to a specific issue or problem and then come to a reasoned, balanced and informed judgment. Mr. Roby remarked upon your contribution to the class dynamic in physics, praising your contribution to the level of positivity and motivation amongst your peers. And he was particularly effusive about your internal assessment, saying that it could easily have been submitted as an extended essay. And in my subject, German, you have made remarkable progress over the last 2 years, using classwork and homework tasks to practice implementing high-level, complex phrases accurately into your work. To us teachers, it was not a huge surprise, but it was certainly a huge thrill when we heard that you had gained an offer to study architecture at Cambridge University next year, and of course, we wish you all the best with your studies. To come full circle, there is one last message, I think, fittingly, from the aforementioned Miss Sola. I spoke to her yesterday, and she said, "Well done, George. I think it's safe to say we can trace the beginning of the route to your success back to 6SF and the wonderful class dynamic we had back then. I have no doubt that your success will continue on, and I'm proud to have been a small step in your journey. Congratulations on all your hard work, and best of luck in your next adventure.
I'd like to take this moment to recognize our 4 members of the class of 2022 who earned the Duke of Edinburgh International Award Gold Certificate. Maëlle Tolomé, Amanda Reimer, Fabienne Thies, and Amelia Carl. Their certificates will be delivered to them after the ceremony. Well done. At this time, will our musicians please join us on stage for the second musical performance. performance. We have 2 additional awards this afternoon. It is my pleasure to welcome Mr. John D'Alessio to the stage.
To present the first of today's awards for enthusiastic inquiry. I'll quickly read the description here. This award will be presented to a student who has been truly exemplary in terms of being engaged in learning, as well as a deep level of intrinsic motivation, abundant curiosity, and consistently demonstrating the ideals of learning enthusiastically. It is my pleasure to present the first award for enthusiastic inquiry to Tristan Kumar. Albert Einstein famously said, "I have no special talents. I am only passionately curious." I feel like that describes you really nicely. Specifically the part about the passionate curiosity. Tristan, your teachers and your coaches report that you demonstrate a range of admirable personal characteristics, from hardworking and persistent to positive, has a sense of wonder, and supportive. But perhaps the best example of your passionate curiosity is the 14-page math IA that you produced on the physics of flying squirrels. That came up quite a few times in my research. I was lucky enough to be your economics teacher for 2 years, grade 11 in microeconomics and grade 12 in macroeconomics. And those 2 years, I really enjoyed seeing your development as a thinker, but also I benefited from your presence in our classes, the positivity that you brought, the energy that you brought, the willingness to ask questions and work with your classmates. And that's something, as a teacher, that I really hope you understand what a positive influence you have on the people around you. You lifted everybody up, and you really contributed positively to those classes. So I thank you for that, man. Another one of your teachers noted he approaches his classes with enthusiasm and questions. He routinely helps his peers and works well in any group in the class. Yet another teacher said he is always asking why, out of curiosity, in the most polite and respectful way. Another good example of your passionate curiosity, we were chatting last week actually about you needing to have an extra class to fill your timetable in grade 12. And instead of opting for kind of an easier route to just get the credits and graduate, you decided to take one of the harder courses that we offer at high school, high-level mathematics. I feel like that action, that decision in you embodies the part of the mission of the International School of Zug und Luzern, where it states, we make the most of opportunities and challenges in a spirit of enthusiastic inquiry. And lastly, I have an anecdote from one of your teachers that I think just really captures your spirit of enthusiastic inquiry perfectly. He wrote, "Whether in the corridor or in the classroom, Tristan has exemplified the nature of what we want inquiry to look like at ISL. Whether it's his approaches to his high school and AP classes as part of the high school program, or as a demonstrator of the IB learner profile in his HL mathematics class, he's certainly a naturally curious student, looking to not only unravel the mysteries before him, but also take his learning in new and exciting directions. His IA in mathematics is one vector which demonstrates this." I think that was a math pun. Tristan, it's been a pleasure teaching you these last 2 years. I hope that your passionate curiosity leads you to new inquiries and adventures in San Diego next year.
Thank you for the energy that you brought, for your curiosity, for your spirit and your positivity. You are a deserving recipient of the 2022 Senior Award for Enthusiastic Inquiry.
For our second award, please welcome Ms. Kasia Bereza.
Good afternoon. Wow, this is terrifying. It is my honor and great pleasure to present this year's second Enthusiastic Inquiry Award to Ms. Catherine Spooner. When many of us hear the words enthusiastic inquiry, we think of a student who's an extrovert. But enthusiastic inquiry can mean different things, actually. Catherine is quiet and unassuming in her approach to learning, but her dedication and passion do not go unnoticed. Catherine delves deeply into every subject and seeks to understand it beyond what is taught. Here's what one of your teachers said about you. I wonder if you know who that is. Catherine is a model IB learner. She chuckles away to herself as she recognizes all the links to other subjects she is taking into TOK. She is fascinated by a wide range of topics and is such a great role model in school, inspiring innovative thinking and others too. Catherine is not the kind of student who learns just to get a grade and move on. Instead, she was up in the mountains, connecting her interest in geography with her maths internal assessment, and using mountains to calculate the circumference of the Earth. So I know. When talking about Catherine in French, her teacher shared, when given a choice of topics to study, she always chose highly relevant material which would challenge her, and willingly soaked up new information to apply it in her output. She was also highly compassionate towards others and provided positive comments of support. On a personal note, Catherine, it has been a real pleasure to work with you in YFS for the last 2 years and to have you in homeroom for the last 3. Thank you for tolerating my sorry attempts at waking you all up in the morning at 8:30 on Zoom calls, with thought-provoking questions like, would you rather have no knees or no elbows? Anyway, Catherine, you're an inspiration to us all and a highly deserving recipient of this award, so congratulations.
It is time for our keynote speaker, which we draw from the class of 2022. Bright, witty, hardworking, and described as an all-around great kid. My distinct pleasure to welcome Fabian Thies to the podium.
Dear class of 2022, congratulations on everything you've achieved. We've finally made it. We can be proud how far we've come over the years, but we can also not forget that we are privileged. We cannot deny it. Through the total support we receive from our families, from our teachers, from our friends, we've been given a massive head start in the race to success. Through this support, we've been able to play life in easy mode, and we've been able to live our life to the fullest every single day without worrying about the basics, unlike so many other people in the world. Top of this, we live in one of the top 5 richest countries in the world. Even within Switzerland, we are among the more privileged. But with this privilege that we have comes a responsibility. A responsibility to use the education, the opportunities, the resources that we have access to, not just for ourselves, but for the greater good of people, especially those less fortunate than us. I believe as a grade, we've been quite successful at doing this already within multiple engagements such as local refugee projects like the Lernwerkstatt or Munterwegs, but also on a more global scale ranging from the Cedar Foundation in Bulgaria all the way to NAG in Nepal. Here I want to tell you a personal experience I had that really demonstrated this aspect of our privilege to me. At the Lernwerkstatt I met a young man called Shafi who's just a little older than I am, and around 4 years ago now he had fled from Afghanistan all by himself with nothing, really nothing, but the clothes on his body. He arrived here alone as a child. He didn't know anyone. He didn't know anything about the country, its culture, its people, its language. But still, he was able to persevere. He was resilient, and almost every moment, and this attitude of his was truly amazing. He was so grateful for any type of support we could offer, be it little help with his homework or projects he had, but also when the school donated resources like old computers. Moments like this really demonstrate the importance of using our privileged positions, not just for ourselves, but to help people like Shafi, and once again clarifies how lucky we all are to be standing here today. I know that once we all graduate, it will be harder to be involved in projects like this since they won't get handed to us on a silver platter anymore. This is where we, the class of 2022, have to really go out there and seek ways to offer our support wherever and whenever needed. We need to recognize the responsibility that comes with our privilege. This is why I ask you, make use of the education, make use of the resources, the opportunities that have been gifted to us and that we've had access to in the past, in the present, and in the future. We have the ability to help others and to make the world a better place. We can tackle bigger issues, such as climate change, such as human rights, such as peace, whilst other people may not have the facilities, the knowledge, or even the time to address these types of issues. At the end of the day, you will not only make someone like Shafi a little happier, or the world better, cleaner, fairer, or even safer place. You yourself will be a little happier knowing you've been able to share some of that knowledge and some of those resources that have been gifted to you. Class of 2022, go out there and make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you, Fabian, for offering that challenge to us. We have one final award this afternoon. Please welcome our director, Mr. Barry Jaquan, who will introduce our next award.
Good afternoon. Normally it is my honor and responsibility to present today's award, but today I will happily transfer this responsibility to one of our teachers who has a very special relationship with today's award winner. Please welcome Rose Robles.
It's my honor to present the John Messer Award to
Well, before I present the award, I guess I need to say that this award is presented to a person that have come through some difficulties and as well have made a change in the community. So it's my honor to present this award, the John Meister Award to India Lodgman. India, it has been my absolute pleasure to work closely with you throughout your high school career. Your personal journey over the last 4 years has been just remarkable. You embrace both critical feedback and setbacks as learning opportunities, and you are the model of resilience and determination. As an artist, your work always pushes boundaries and makes us think. Your work serves as an inspiration to everyone, telling us not to be afraid to bare our souls to the world. As a musician, you're an icon of ISDL music scene, with fans from K to 12. From opera to heavy metal to pop, you consistently push yourself to sing pieces outside your comfort zone. Your contributions to Friday Night Live and ISDL YouTube channel with over 1,000 hits have helped establish this online show as an integral part of our community. You, along with the rest of the band, kept our music scene alive during COVID and still today. As a person, you are well known both for your charm and your passion for human rights and environmental issues. Your ability to put people at ease was especially evident in the interviews you conducted with the local community for your VTech media projects, one of which was selected by Health First, a local healthcare organization, to be used in their teenage mental health education. Your tireless promotion of second-hand and sustainable clothing is infectious, and you always lead by example with the most incredible fashion I have ever seen. Most importantly, perhaps, is that you have made it safe to be different, and you may not even realize the degree to which your influence has spread across the school and has encouraged so many students to proudly express themselves. What I admire most about you, India, and what all your teachers have noted, is that you never back down from a challenge. You have left a mark on ISDL like few students have before you, and it will be a long time before anyone can fill your shoes, literally, especially the platforms.
Not today, not today.
That's true. You're a highly deserving recipient of this award, and it's my pleasure to present it to you.
Congratulations, and thank you, Rose. All right, we're almost there. Grüezi miteinander to our honored attendees, ISDL's Board of Trustees, teachers and staff, families and friends, and all those watching worldwide. And of course, our class of 2022. I am grateful to be here with you on this special occasion. A few more thank yous. One to our high school principal, Paul Richards, our grade 12 class lead, Mike Huber, and all of our high school team for their efforts in coordinating today's ceremony. Seniors, before we close out the last few minutes of your high school career, I would like to take you back to pre-kindergarten and kindergarten. At about the same time I was attending my own high school graduation, Robert Fulghum published a book entitled, All I Ever Really Need to Know I Learned in Kindergarten. The book reminds us to embrace the wisdom of children. With this thought in mind, during today's breakfast with my family, I asked my 4-year-old daughter what she learned in her early years 1 class that might benefit our grade 12 graduating class this year. Not shy to share her opinion, she said the following. 1, have fun, sing, dance, and play. Eat well, sleep enough. Don't stomp your feet when you are angry. Don't yell at other people. I asked why. She said, because they'll yell back. Don't pull the plug when your parents are using the computer. Always be kind to your parents. Don't sit on the windowsill. Say you're sorry when you hurt someone. Clean up your own mess. Sharing is caring. Be happy. As she then described her joys of each day and her excitement to learn with others, she was unknowingly conveying an important reminder, as young children often do. Be present in the moment and never, ever lose our sense of awe and wonder. Class of 2022, I know you have carried these same lessons throughout your life journeys. From before Early Years 1 to this last moment as a high school student. You have learned so much more along the way. It is also important to remind ourselves that our stories are not written alone. I would like to again celebrate and recognize all of the remarkable professionals who have supported you over the years. Our teachers and non-teachers alike have been instrumental in supporting your learning journey. Please join me in celebrating our exceptional staff, past and present. One more time, please. Your family and friends are also celebrating with you today. In many ways, this is also their graduation. I'm sure it is not possible to imagine this moment without their love and support that helped you arrive here today. And following on Fabian's very nice, very impactful and powerful speech, I'd like to say the following. While you are still in the early chapters of your book, seniors, you already have an important story to tell. One that is about our promise as individuals and communities, and what we are capable of achieving. Your story continues to reimagine and redesign a better world, one that starts with being our best self. To quote our school's vision, a story of turning your learning into action and achieving more than you thought possible. And with today's commencement, we're starting something new. Yours is a story that I hope will continue to embody ISL's mission long after you have graduated. Our mission, our commitment to always be learners who are determined to make the world or our corner of it a better, kinder place. And throughout your story, I hope your younger self continues to remind you to never ever lose your sense of wonder and awe. And with that, it is with great pride that I congratulate our class of 2022. Thank you. We have one more performance. Students, I'll introduce you in a moment. Why don't you come down and get set up, and I'll provide some filler. I was working through the intentions for the seniors, and I'll give you a moment to try to think about the answer to this question. The top 5 destinations of this graduating class by country. Most popular destination of this class is the UK, with 44 students expected to go there. The second one's a bit more difficult. The Netherlands is number 2 in order of priority, 16 students. Number 3 might surprise you, Switzerland, 14 students. In fourth place, 10 of our students are taking a gap year. And I'm sure it's going to be an incredibly powerful experience. And in fifth place, the United States with 9 students. Our students are going to a further 10 countries around the world to continue their story. Are we ready? As a fan of heavy rock myself, this student band has become my new favorite band, so it's with great pleasure to introduce Badger Attack.
I've been part of probably over 25 graduations, and that was the first with a live rock band. Fantastic. So we're going to transition to the moment we've all been waiting for, the awarding of the diplomas to the class of 2022. I will ask that when the name is read, that you hold your applause. What this allows us to do is to share with you their plans for next year. So if you please hold the applause to the very end. I want to also express just some sincere gratitude for those out there behind the scenes who made this event possible. Heather Hopday, Michael Huber, Ian Carr, Kate Jarvis, Seb Matire, Lindsay Stevenson, Ola Bosner, Pamela Kurzinski, and Sally Morris. Thank you so much. And I'd like to welcome Mike and Heather to the stage.
Hello, everyone. Okay. Still some logistics in the background. Ready to go good? Oh, there we go. Oh, there. That's fine. Yeah, is that for me? No. Okay. They never listen that well in my classes. Roni Adani. Roni will study visual arts in England at Arts University, Bournemouth. Marian Odawali. Marian will go to study at the École Hôtelière de Lausanne in hospitality management. Niklas Ricardo Arnold. Niklas will study mechanical engineering in Switzerland at Zurich University of Applied Sciences. Vanya Babuyev. Vanya plans on going to study creative media and computer science in Netherlands at Saxion University of Applied Sciences. Ines Bergström. Ines will go on to study anthropology and English after taking a gap year. Katharina Angelika Böke. Katharina hopes to study medicine at Ludwig Maximilian University of Munich. Lucas Boss. Lucas will study engineering sciences in Canada at the University of Toronto. Charles Bradford. Charlie will be studying international relations at either Nottingham University or Surrey University. Peter Brewer. Peter will be studying economics in the Netherlands. Milena Büchler. Milena will take a gap year to travel and explore psychology courses and internships. Luca Busman. Luca will study music production and recording at the Los Angeles College of Music. Emilia Carl. Emilia is planning on studying pre-med in Canada at McGill before pursuing a medical degree. Ana Daniela Cervera Arriaga. Ana Daniela will study English literature and linguistics and film at Zurich University. Manuel Alejandro Cervera Arriaga. Manuel Alejandro is planning to study mechanical engineering at the ETH Zurich. Adam Chait. Adam will study economics in Australia. Roxana Georget. Roxana will study biomedicine in England at the University of Warwick. Tiana Collingwood. Tiana will study animation at Norwich University of the Arts in England. Hannes de Wilde. Hannes will study business administration and management at Rotterdam or Amsterdam University. Clara Deasy. Clara will study law and business in Ireland. It's always a big break in between because it's a long walk into the Yesterday we tried and we lost two, but they're back. Now you know why they had to be here yesterday. Carolina Dittrich. Carolina will study business administration and communication studies at Northeastern University in Boston. Hamish Dobby. Hamish will study criminology at Leeds University in England. Daniel Alejandro Dold-Batha. Daniel plans to study business administration in France at EDHEC University. Eva Dwyer. Eva will study marine biology in Australia. Mary Edwards. Mary will study pharmaceutical chemistry at the University of Leicester in England. Ahmed E. Fatarani. Ahmed will study biomedical engineering in the United States at the University of California, Davis. Tommaso Ferracina. Tommaso will study artificial intelligence at Bocconi University in Italy. Apolline Fong. Apolline will be going to study hospitality at EHL in Lausanne. Gilles Fricker. Gilles will move on to study mechanical engineering at the University of British Columbia. Nicolas Frost. Nicolas will study philosophy, politics, and economics at Utrecht University or the University of Manchester. Fadi Gerges. Fadi will study economics in England at the University of Nottingham. Mafalda Gonçalves. Mafalda will study international business in The Hague University. Bianca Golota. Bianca will take a gap year to figure out what she will be doing in the future. Taisia Gurina. Taisia will keep moving towards her big dream of being a famous female architect. Ursula Marie Hampton. Ursula Marie will be taking a gap year and plans to cycle 500 miles along the north coast of Scotland before going to uni for biochemistry. Nicole Hay. Nicole will be studying economics and finance in Hong Kong at the University of Hong Kong. Emma Hind. Emma will take a gap year and then study robotics engineering in the UK. Elena Hochberg. Elena will study industrial economics and technology management at the Norwegian University of Science and Technology. Zachary Honig. Zach will study industrial labor relations in New York at Cornell University. Clementini Itzani. Clementini will be studying biochemistry at the University of Michigan in Ann Arbor or at Imperial College London. Anne-Sophie Jauch. Anne-Sophie is planning to study law in the UK at Durham University. Philip Johannesson. Philip hopes to study in his home country of Denmark to earn a bachelor's degree in natural sciences at Roskilde University. Amelie Kastrup Larsen. Amelie will be taking a gap year to do an internship in New York City before studying international business at Copenhagen Business School. Julia Kellner. Julia will study liberal arts and sciences with University College Roosevelt in the Netherlands. Vanessa Kloos. Vanessa will be staying in Switzerland, where she plans to study communications with a minor in film at the University of Zurich. Savannah Koh. Savannah will study global change and project management at Windesheim University of Applied Science. Tristan Kumar. Tristan will study data science and economics at the University of California, San Diego. Rona Lanigan. Rona is taking a gap year and will be going to volunteer in Nepal for 3 months, along with working at a mental health organization in London. Iliana Cristina Lasana Lira. Iliana will be going off to study medicine in Europe. Jella Leonard. Jella will be taking a gap year. India Lloyd James. India will study brand and marketing management at Cardiff Metropolitan University. Etienne Alain Pierre Maya. Etienne will study commerce at the University of British Columbia. Olimpio Mancuso Peroni. Olympia will take a gap year to work in business and management, and then plans to study aerospace engineering in the United States. Brooke Kathleen McCormick. Brooke will be taking a gap year and then pursuing a degree in production design and costuming in the Arts University, Bournemouth. Nicholas McGowan. Nicholas will study media in England at Leeds Trinity University. Cassidy McKinley. Cassidy is looking forward to studying veterinary medicine in the UK, possibly at Nottingham University. What an ISL education is, huh? Louis McLaughlin. Louis will continue his studies in the Netherlands. Amanda Mackenzie Meeks. Amanda will go on to study liberal arts and sciences at University College Maastricht. Alexander Muldijk. Alexander will study mechanical engineering at TU Delft in the Netherlands. Chloe Joy Moll. Chloe will be studying psychology at Franklin University in Lugano. Joseph Morris. Joe will be studying management at the University of Surrey. Cameron Murphy. Cameron will study mechanical engineering at the University of Sheffield. Nikola Nacinovic. Nikola will study sciences at the University of Maastricht. Daniel Newman. Daniel will study dentistry in Madrid at Universidad Europea. Tom Newman. Tom will study biological sciences at England at Leeds University. Tobias Alexander Niederer. Tobias will study law at the University of Zurich. Emma Joan Osborne. Emma will be studying psychology at the University of Manchester or at King's College London. Naz Melike Öztürk. Naz will study a combined major in theatre and communication studies at Northeastern University. Thomas Passonen. Thomas hopes to pursue his passion by studying accounting and finance at Durham University. Cameron Paul. Cameron will study architecture in Scotland at the University of Edinburgh. Christopher Perry. Christopher will study business management with marketing at Keele University. Lars Peters. Lars will study logistical engineering in the Netherlands at Breda University of Applied Sciences. Eric Pfister. Eric will be pursuing his career in business and finance at the Venture Capital Fund and will then pursue his academic career at Henley Business School and probably at the University of St. Gallen. George Popovich. George plans to study architecture at Cambridge University. Always have to look that I don't continue reading when there's no students left. But so far I'm doing good. Benjamin Pugner. Benjamin will study in Nice, Los Angeles, and Singapore at EDHEC Business School. Joshua Pullen. Joshua is planning on studying computer science at Durham University. Robert Rubble. Bobby is going to university in Eindhoven and wants to pursue a future in automotive engineering. Amanda Reimer. Amanda will be studying mechanical engineering in England at Imperial College London. Carly Roby. Carly will be doing a foundation in arts and design at Central St. Martin's University of the Arts, London. Maxime Roland de Vivier. Maxime will study in Belgium at KU Leuven. Niels Rubailo. Niels will study biochemistry at the New Jersey Institute of Technology. Benjamin Sampson. Benjamin will be taking a gap year and spend time in Central and South America. Marco Santa Cesaria. Marco will study business and economics in St. Gallen, Switzerland. Melody Scales. Melody will be taking a gap year and plans to study through the semester at C program and volunteer with the school's partnership projects in Ghana before studying in the Netherlands. Annika Schmalstein. Annika will study biotechnology in England at Imperial College, London. Tyra Shurman. Tyra will be taking a foundation year in art and design at Rhode Island School of Design. Nicholas Sheeran. Nicholas will be studying music production in Queensland University of Technology. Paulina Schwareber. Paulina will head off to Erasmus University Rotterdam to study communications and media. Aidan Singh. Aidan intends to pursue his studies in business management at the University of Reading. Lauren Smith. Lauren will study medicine at the University of Ghent in Belgium. Danilo Solodowski. Danilo will study in Gateway Academy for a year and then at ETH. Sophia Soriano. Sophia will study English literature at the University of Edinburgh. Catherine Spooner. Catherine will take an art foundation course at Loughborough University. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Josephine Stad. Josephine will study liberal arts and sciences at Erasmus University College. Fabian Thies. Fabian will study sustainability at St Andrews University in Scotland. Maël Tolomé. Maël is planning on studying sustainable development at the University of Edinburgh. Josephine van Marcelis Hartzink. Josephine, the aspiring artist, will continue on to study graphic design at Goldsmith University of London. Caleb Nathaniel J. Wilhelmine. Caleb will go to Rollin College in the United States to study liberal arts with marine biology and film. Natasha Vincent. Natasha is planning on studying clinical psychology at the University of Queensland. Ava Vitali. Ava will be studying law in England at the University of York. Evan White. Evan will be going to Abertay University in Scotland to study computer science. Thomas Whitehead. Thomas will go on to study economics at University of Warwick. Ewan Wilkinson. Ewan will study biological sciences at the University of Exeter. Famke Witjes. Famke will study biology in the Netherlands at Radboud University. Oliver Wooding. Oliver will go on to study computer science and mathematics at Loughborough University. Ben Woodward. Ben will be studying biochemistry in England at the University of Manchester. Franz Josef Zuerter. Franz Josef will study electrical engineering and information technology at the Technical University of Munich.
Just a reminder to our graduates, we'll take one final photo out on the steps at the end of the ceremony. So we are now at the point of the ceremony where our graduates will move their tassel from the right to the left, which signifies their transition from a high school student to a graduate. Charlie Bradford will take us through this gesture. '22.